In the December of 1773, Bostonian colonists dumped so much British tea into the ocean that it started the American Revolution. Well, that isn't the whole story. The Boston Tea Party is a historical event taught in American schools everywhere. And although it is a widely taught topic in most history classes, not many people know the details. What caused the rebellion? Why were the colonists so pressed about this small tax on tea? Well, look no further. I will explain it all.
We are in debt! We are in desperate need of money, and we still have to pay the soldiers. We have nothing. Is there someone we can tax? That's it. You're right. The new colonies of America. We've let them govern themselves long enough. We'll stop taxing them with a small stamp from us. What shall you call this tax, Your Majesty? The Stamp Act. Bravo, sir! Bravo!
The Stamp Act is where it all started. Parliament placed a stamp on everything. Newspapers, pamphlets, legal documents, even dice and playing cards. The colonists were enraged. Why were the British suddenly taxing them and trying to control their money? It wasn't their fault they were in debt.
On my playing cards, a British stamp? Even on my paper, too. They even put a stamp on my marriage certificate.
The colonists began attacking the tax collectors. They threw hot tar over them and then bathed them in their feathers from their pillows. They looked like human-sized chickens.
This was our tax collection agent, but now he ain't collecting anything but bugs and chicken scratch now. Ha!
Ooh, yeah. So that act was overruled about 2 months after it was set among the colonies. Then Parliament created the Townshend Act. This one was worse than the Stamp Act. The Townshend Act taxed things like paper, lead, paint, glass, and tea. The colonists were furious. At least the Stamp Act wasn't for everyday items. The Townshend Act affected everybody. Not fair. So after the colonists tried rebelling against the Townshend Act like they had for the Stamp Act, Parliament had another trick up their sleeve.
The colonists are starting to boycott our taxes again. What do we do, sir? They claim we have no right to tax them. I see. If they are complaining that we have no right to tax them, then I shall simply create an act that says we have the right to tax them. I shall call it the Declaratory Act, because I declare it.
Again, the colonies were so angry they began boycotting and started resorting to violence this time. Yeesh. Parliament finally agreed to take away all taxes except for the tea. The tax on tea remained and the Declaratory Act still stood. I'm starting to see a pattern, aren't you?
This is going on for too long. 3 pence for a pound of tea. What do they need the money for?
I heard giving it to royal officials and giving it to the British soldiers at war.
No.
Yeah.
This is truly getting out of hand. We must do something about this.
The British began sending ships full of tea from the East India Company to America. Colonies like Pennsylvania sent it straight back to England and Great Britain. However, Bostonians decided they needed to do something a little different. After all, they had the Sons of Liberty, or as they called themselves, the Patriots.
Boston Gazette! British shipping tea to America. Tax tea being shipped to America.
What?
Hey!
This cannot last.
Something must be done. What we are doing is not working. They just tax something else.
You're right. We need a direct attack. I say we kill them all.
No.
We need to find a way to get the tea sent back to England. Pennsylvania did it. Why can't we do the same?
But who do we talk to? Governor Hutchinson wants the tea to unload, and once it's on the dock, we have to pay the tax.
Francis Roch, he owns a Dartmouth. He can convince Hutchinson to turn the ships around.
Genius!
And that is what they did. They found Roch and demanded to tell the governor to have the ships turn around.
So you want me to tell the governor, who's very against turning the ships around, to turn the ships around?
Yes, the taxes will not be paid by us. I am begging you, my friend.
See what I can do. Don't hold your breath.
Roch asked the governor, and to their dismay, he denied having the ships turn around. Although some men were mad about the tea for other reasons. One of those men being John Hancock, who was also part of the Sons of Liberty.
And if the tea gets brought here and unloaded, my tea smuggling business will go bankrupt. Darn it!
Many colonists were opposed of the tea being brought to Boston. Some men even banned it in their household. Helen Maxwell Reed's father was one of those men. He was a son of liberty, and he said he did not want any tea drunk around him. However, Helen still found clever ways to drink her beloved beverage.
Father doesn't like when I drink British tea. However, I can get away with it when he's around if I pour it from a coffee pot and pretend it's coffee. And of course, I drink it when he's not around.
The Sons of Liberty did everything to try and stop that tea from coming, but on November 28th, the Dartmouth arrived at Griffin's Wharf in Boston Harbor. The Bostonians were biting their nails. They needed to keep that tea on that ship.
Listen here! Got 20 days to get all that tea unloaded and that tax paid, and I will get it off this ship.
Oh, no, you won't. We will guard that ship and make sure none of that tea gets off board.
Well, there's 2 other ships coming. You think you can keep all of that from staying unloaded?
Around 5,000 people came to the Old South Meeting House. They demanded that ship to be sent back to London.
We can't let that ship unload the tea. This is unacceptable. Samuel, what do we do?
I've already sent Roch to go talk to the wretched governor. If he can't change his mind, we're going to have to come up with something else.
Well, he refused once more. You patriots are not on good terms with him. Why would he do anything you say? There's nothing more I can do.
Of course the governor said no. Governor Hutchinson did not like the Sons of Liberty, and the Sons of Liberty did not like the governor. They had to come up with something, but amidst the chaos of brainstorming, someone spoke up.
Who knows how well tea mingles with seawater?
Are you saying what I think you're saying?
They agreed to dump the tea into the ocean. On December 2nd, the Eleanor and Beaver arrived at Griffin's Wharf with chests on chests of tea on board. They knew they needed to act fast. They dressed up as Indians by rubbing soot on their skin, painting their face, and putting a feather in their hair as a disguise. Many men involved with the actual Boston Tea Party are unknown. However, some are known, like Joshua Wyeth. Joshua Wyeth was a blacksmith's apprentice who was 16 years old and had only heard of the event hours before. However, he was able to dress up and make it to the harbor just in time.
Hey. Welcome aboard, kid. What's your name?
Joshua.
Nice to meet you, Joshua. You ready to make some tea for the fish?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
The Patriots made 3 groups, one for each ship. There was around 100 to 200 men involved. They went on a 3-hour rampage, smashing chests and dumping the tea into the ocean. They didn't hunt down the guards or the crew on the ship or anything like that. The only injury was when a fellow Bostonian got hit in the head with a piece of equipment they were using. They dumped a total of 342 chests of tea. That's around $1.7 million worth in today's currency. You can imagine who was not very happy.
The Patriots did what? Those men are lawless and highly criminal. They should be arrested.
But sir, nobody knows who was a part of this reckless act, and they won't admit to it at all. Nobody can be arrested. Well, yes, but also...
The Bostonians did what?
I know, sire. What are we to do? That was 9,000 pounds of tea.
And 9,659 pounds of sterling wasted.
You counted that exact number. Ugh, either way, we must do something. I know. I'll close the Boston port. The entire state of Massachusetts will be under one of our military governors. We shall limit the power of their government. We will not let them get away with this.
All right.
The closing of the Boston ports made the colonists very angry. This was the last straw for them. Eventually, this paved way for the American Revolution, where the colonists fought for their independence. Hey, Mr. Hancock, what did you say about this rebellion?
That'd be an historic event. One for the books.
Well, you are sure right about that.
Gotta get us.
Woo, okay, okay, now you're taller, which might work better. All right.
Okay.
Cinder block. Okay.
The Patriots did.
Well, he refused once more.
This paper. And they even put a stamp on my marriage certificate.
Not backstage, behind the scenes. Whoa. There we go.
So pretty. Where's the two?
I think so or not. That's really close.
However, on November 28th, the Dartmouth arrived at Griffin's Wharf on the
This was our tax collection agent, but now he ain't eating. He's stamped.
Patriots did what? Those men are highly criminal.
I've got 20 days to get that tea unloaded and that tax paid. I will get it off this ship.
I don't remember my line!
The colonists are starting to boycott.
You remember the. Your line.
What shall we call this tax, Your Majesty?
The stamp hand.
Soup.
Better go make some tea for them fishes.
For them fishes.
It is so out of focus. I can't
You
figure
know you
out.
have the Mikey covered.
Yeah. No, it's supposed to do that.
Block out extra sound.
Yes.
Nice. I can see the face
There it
paint
is.
on my face.
Okay.
There's a red screen.
So after the colonists tried rebelling against it,
Hey. Look at the ball.
some even banned it in their households. Ma. Britain. Sorry.
What's your name? Joshua. Nice to meet you, Joshua. You ready to make some fish for the tea? We are in debt. We won the King Philip's War, but we are in debt. We won the King Philip's War, but we have
Go.
tea! Witnessed by Barbie. I love it.
Whoa.
British stamp is real.
You're a newsie?
I'm a nosy.
Here we go.